What is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer. I'm with Will, and we have our special guest coming in talking Uncharted. We have Alfredo,
Yep.
Panda.
How you doing, fellas?
Great.
Pretty good.
Man, 2 nights in a row for me. Jesus.
I know. I was just gonna say.
I know how. If you're, now I know how it feels to be you, Kramer. Shit.
I mean, you should have been like, what was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? I was on like 6 days out of the 7. You know.
Wow.
You're a whole celebrity.
Yeah, right.
Big slack.
But yeah, if you're watching live, we recorded we started our Oscar reviews, so that's gonna come out later this week. Kuda and Belfast. So that was fun. That was a super fun conversation we had with those. And then also just a quick plug. Follow us on our Facebook group because we're going to be doing a contest for the Oscars.
Yep.
So it's gonna be fun. That's a little bit of that. But how you guys been?
Good. I saw the movie Uncharted today, and I just had a really quick freak out right now. Accidentally hit the StreamYard. And then I actually accidentally clicked YouTube. So there was a delay. I see you moving, but your lips wasn't. I'm like, what's going on in my system? What the hell?
Oh no.
Yeah. But I'm fine. My heart rate went up a bit, but I'm cool. It's cool.
You're not having a stroke.
No. Let's hope not.
Good. Let's stay healthy.
Yeah. Let's stay healthy. Yeah. And my arm feels a little numb, but I'm okay. I'm all right.
What about you, Will? How you been?
I'm doing pretty good. Sorry for the late show. Had to help out family.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Luckily, I have quick hands, so I was able to get it done and then jump on right away.
Yeah.
But I'm good.
All right, let's keep the show PG, guys. Let's not discuss what you did with the hands and how quickly it was.
Yeah. Got fast hands.
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Perfect.
make it do a spit take. That would be awesome.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
A nice spit take.
Timing was impeccable.
Oh my god, yeah. That shit would have came out my nose. That's all.
And there's a clip right there. Oh yeah, for sure. You know that. Cool, man. You guys want to jump right into the Uncharted?
Yeah.
Yes. Movie 1 of 2. Uncharted.
1 of 2. Let me cue it up. All right. So Uncharted came out this weekend. Big box office hit, big smash in the box office, which we'll get into a little bit later. Marky Mark's in it, Tom Holland's in it, Antonio Banderas is in it. Who's else in it? Was Bryan Cranston in it? I feel like I saw him, but I could be mixing up. No.
I know it was Spider-Man, Puss in Boots, Marky Mark. Can't remember who else. But those are the main characters.
Yeah, those are the main ones.
Yeah.
Sophia Taylor, Tati Gabriel.
Yeah.
Rudy Pinkow. Bryan Cranston. Was he in here?
Oh, I guess he was.
It says on the IMDb, but I don't know. That's why I'm like, was that? Did I see him? Or did I see him? I know we saw Nolan North. Yeah, right. Yeah. We saw Nolan North, which was the original Nathan Drake. So that was pretty cool. But Tati Gabriella, she's from Sabrina on Netflix, which that was a pretty good show, and she was awesome. She was one of the triplets. But cool, man. Let's watch this trailer and get right into it.
All
right. Let's go.
So no audio, but let me just talk over the amazing visuals. So the movie Uncharted is about a treasure hunter named Victor Sully Sullivan, played by Marky Mark. He recruits a street-smart Nathan Drake, played by none other than Tom Holland, to help him recover a 500-year-old lost fortune amassed by the famous explorer Ferdinand Magellan. What starts out as a heist soon becomes a globe-trotting white-knuckle race. White-knuckle race to reach the prize before the ruthless Santiago Moncada can get his hands on it. if Sully and Nate can decipher the clues and solve one of the world's oldest mysteries, they stand to find $5 billion in treasure. But only if they can learn to work together. Because as we see in the movie, no one can trust anyone.
Right.
And I mean,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
So-
But yeah, that's pretty much the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of action
Yeah, it is
scenes, a lot of kind of riddles and whatnot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Little puzzles and the action was there was a lot of action. Like this scene right here. With if you're watching live, you can see it. The whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
falling out of the cargo plane, which was a really good sequence, I thought. But yeah.
I agree.
Cool. Let me bring this down because this is a long trailer.
Yeah, it is.
But-
It's 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Will should have talked
yeah.
a little slowly next time, huh?
Nah, it's all good.
Nathan,
Yeah. Dree. So yeah, well, so we like to break it down like what we liked and disliked, and then we'll give our ratings at the end.
Mhm.
So to start off, what were some of the things you guys liked? Some of the good stuff.
Fredo, want to start off?
Yeah, sure. Overall, I like the whole movie. Actually, I mean, there are like good sequences there. I like the cargo plane. Of course, that was a big one of it. The fighting scene in the gala, I believe it was in the auction. So there was a lot of good things, and at the same time, it was funny, entertaining. It kept me engaged. Um, I just liked the fact that it looked like Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland actually worked very well together. I don't know if there was something behind scenes, like if they kicked it off like like brothers or enemies. I don't know, but on the scene, that actually looked very very well. And I don't know, it was something with it. And I played Uncharted, and I'm sure a lot of people has. So throughout the movie, I was like trying to pay close attention. How close, realistic is it to the game? And a lot of movies that come out fail at that. They just mess it up. Need for Speed was one of them that did not fail. I really liked it. Um, but this movie actually was very good, very entertaining overall. And my biggest joy was not actually the movie, because in the theater today, since there was no school, there's like 8 to 10 like 10-year-olds,
Oh.
and there's all it was kids like friends and whatever.
Mhm.
At the end of the movie, they were clapping, they were excited, and it just brought me joy to myself, joy, because I've been there, I've seen that, and I've felt that before. So that was my biggest point, my biggest part, because it's not just me that thought that it was close to the game. So did they. And I've heard them throughout the movie. Oh, remember this place? Yeah, remember that scene? Remember? So it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot.
What about you, Will?
Nice. So
Kitty.
unfortunately, I never really played the Uncharted series. It looks amazing. I've like dabbled on the PS Vita, one of the
Mhm.
demos, and I liked what I was playing at the time. This was years ago. So I don't really have too much background on knowing what was accurate to the game and what wasn't. So I'm just going based off of my experience watching it at theater. So things that I liked were definitely the pacing of the movie. It didn't start off slow. We immediately get like some action. We get some quick backstory, which is
Right.
key
Mhm.
in a movie like this, where you want action right away. You got to explain some stuff. In case you got a guy like me who hasn't played the game, you want to know what's this Nathan Drake about, right? So in the very beginning, they talk about him, his brother, and like the relationship that they have, and then I liked the motivation behind the whole journey. That is what kept me going to like keep my eyes on screen, was the fact that Nathan he has his brother and he misses him. They've been apart, so that longing to see his brother again. Is what really held Nathan in the story. And so I like that. I like that there was a motivation on his part, besides the 500-year-old treasure.
Mhm.
It did feel like a glorified Goonies movie. I will say that. It had a lot of elements of like having, Nathan's map or whatever, and it had, a treasure, or what is it, like a pirate ship looking thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh yeah.
all of those kind of things were really cool visually to see. We saw a lot of action scenes like Fredo discussed, where they're even using like pirate swords or whatever. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
We saw some nice gun shooting scenes as well. And thank you, Joel, for liking the stream, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
So again, I can't really go off of too much of the game, but I do know that kind of piggybacking off of what Fredo said, the relationship definitely was really on point. The chemistry was for sure there. I did hear that they do have a pretty good relationship while they were filming the movie. I think a few times Tom Holland was like sleeping over at Marky Mark's house, and there was even an awkward moment that they had where what was it? Tom Holland thought that Mark Wahlberg was like coming on to him, and it was a funny story where where Mark Wahlberg, he has either a company or he has a partnership with this company that has massage guns, and so he gave like a free one to Tom Holland. And I was like, okay, that's cool, right? And then immediately after, like, they were having a good time at a party or something, or they were drinking, and Tom Holland was really drunk, and Mark Wahlberg was like, hey, you want me to drive you home, or you want me to drive you to my place? And that's where the whole coming on to him took place. And so just having that little like moment, and they obviously cleared it up, and anything sexual or come from that. But it was just they've had a really good amount of time to bond off screen, so that really, in my opinion, it reflects in the movie. And so I didn't think going into it that they weren't going to have a good relationship, but they did. They kept poking jokes at each other. It kind of felt like The Rock and Kevin Hart. Kind of felt like that. I kind of got that vibe. But overall, things that I liked were like the visuals, the pacing of the story, cast was pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it about me. What about you, Tank?
Yeah, I mean their relationship, I think, was the biggest takeaway from it, that it really worked out, because in the game Nathan Drake is much older than he is in the movie.
Yeah.
So I was wondering what was going to happen with Sully and Nate, because in the game their relationship is a little bit different, because Sully already knows like Nate's a badass and stuff like that. But so I was kind of like worried about it, but I thought their relationship was pretty good. Obviously that whole part of it changed, like how they came together. But yeah, I mean, I thought I was gonna dislike him being so much younger as more. It didn't bother me once I kind of got over it. But yeah, them kind of really going back and forth was kind of funny. But also that's kind of what Marky Mark does, like in the other guys, him and Will Ferrell. Like that's just kind of, I mean, there he was really exaggerated with the goofiness, but yeah. I mean, that's what he's best at, is when he has somebody opposite to say little one-liners and stuff with, and I thought that was pretty good. But I mean, the action was really good in this one. It is a little over the top at times, but it's expected with this kind of movie. So it wasn't like too like what, they can't do that. I was like, yeah, okay, but yeah, it's based off of a video game, so of course it's gonna be over the top. Right. But yeah. I thought it was good. Like the whole cargo plane was probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing, because it was really quick. It seemed like it was going to be a bigger part of the movie, because in the trailer, they keep playing it over and over again, and it was so pretty quick, but the finale with the boats, and stuff like that was super cool. That was super cool. I was really like, happy with that really like cool ending. Not the ending, but the climax, the big action scene at the end.
Yeah. I mean, the movie started just like that.
Yeah.
With he's on the cargo plane falling off. I'm like, wait, what? But now then you watch the movie, and then it makes sense how they get there and what had to actually happen.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. Their relationship, that was the biggest thing. And I think if you have two big guys like that, like it's important to not have a Vin Diesel and Rock situation where like who's gonna beat each other the most kind of thing, where it should have been more like Kevin Hart and The Rock, where it's just like goofy fun. Hey, thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
But yeah, So let's move into some of the bad stuff. What were some of the bad things you guys didn't like about it?
The bartender. I didn't really like the bartender because to me, in this movie, he's portrayed as a bartender. I understand he's like a cat burglar more or less, so he needs to be in fit and shape, and I understand that. But when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, like he knows like Taekwondo Kondo or Kung Fu or whatever. He's doing all these tricks and things and stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty talented bartender. And then you hand him a gun, and now he's always shooting everything. I'm like, Jesus, this guy is like multi-talented. What the hell? And
Yeah.
and on top of that, he's book smart, and he's very knowledgeable. And I'm like, okay, maybe not with the knowledge, but with the gun and the fighting, I understand. Maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Okay, I can see him being fit because he's a cat burglar. I can see him being really super knowledgeable because that's what he did with his brother when way back when. But the other two, I don't know, because remember when he put on that holster for the gun during towards the end of the movie, when he put that on, that completed the character that I remembered in the game because he always had that holster. And once he did, he did this and that and that. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're fucking awesome. Um, and besides that, in Mark Wahlberg's character, he was a bit of a jerk. He was an ass. He didn't care for anybody but the gold. And Tom Holland, Drake, he was being sentimental. He's like, this is all you wanted was the gold. You think I have some information? Well, yeah, do you? And I'm like, are you serious, dude?
Yeah. We got Dynasty Pylon says, "Hey man, there's a few people with multiple talents."
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But
I get what you're saying, but where did he get it from?
Right.
Like you're making martinis and drinks, and then next thing what are you, Neo? Like, I know Kung Fu. You start like whooping ass all around. I was like,
yeah.
like,
Yeah. It's just crazy, and Mark Wahlberg being a jerk. It's like he's an ass in this movie. And you can see it, and he portrayed it very, very well. So I don't know if he took some of his personal life and threw it into the movie or not. I don't know. But yeah, besides that, I mean, I think everything else is pretty good. Um One other note. I really liked they keep it kid friendly because
Yeah.
when dude's throat got slit, normally any other movie you see the blood come out and it just squirts out. No, they just cut the slit, no blood. And that's it, you know. And I applaud them for that to make sure have it kid friendly. But other than that, just those are two things that kind of it didn't rub me the right way.
Yeah. What about you, Will? What you got?
I can kind of see that. As far as Tom Holland being so multi-talented with everything, I agree that he was a little over the top, especially with the gun skills. I know he's a cat burglar, but he's more of a sleight of hand kind of guy, is what they kind of put him out to be from like the middle of the movie from the beginning to the middle of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Towards middle to the end, he kind of just like a switch turned into an expert and everything. So I could tell that was something that would kind of bother some people. I personally didn't like that Tom Holland's character, Nathan Drake, he didn't get revenge like I thought he would in the very beginning, right? Just a quick scene, a given backstory about how Nathan's so good with his sleight of hand. He's a bartender, right? And he sees like a rich girl that probably has a big trust fund. She's, someone that you wouldn't really care if you steal from them. And he steals like a bracelet from her. And him not knowing who she is, and he does something as bogus as that, right, to her.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as he does that, right, Mark Wahlberg's character, Sully, steals that same bracelet and then ends up giving it back to him. But I was hoping that Nathan would like do something to get back at Mark Wahlberg's character, like where he would kind of outplay him in a way of wits. But he didn't. I didn't really see that too much. He was such a a really good, wholesome, like naive character where he was just trusting everybody, even though he knew he shouldn't have. And they've prefaced many times in the movie that Mark Wahlberg's character is not to be trusted. He trusts no one. And then the third female lead, I forgot her name.
Mia.
She also, yeah,
Oh, the bad guy.
Chloe. She plays Chloe.
Oh yeah.
She was also bogus and like kind of did a what do you call that? She screwed
like a double cross.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She does that, and the whole time, and I know that Tom Holland's character is really like the hero of this story, or he's like one of the main one, and he's so wholesome. But I was hoping he would use, in not an evil way, but like I was hoping he would double cross them in a real innocent way. But I didn't really see that. That's just me personally. That doesn't take away from the movie at all. I was happy to see that Antonio Banderas' character, he plays kind of like the bad guy. He's going after the treasure and whatnot. And he was real cool, real sly. Besides that, that's it. That's all I have for things that stood out to me. The movie did come out. When did the movie come out?
It came out this Friday, I believe.
Yeah,
so,
this past Friday.
Yeah.
Past Friday.
Yeah, this weekend was its opening weekend. So,
okay.
And that's what we usually do on Mondays. We usually, for the most part, unless it's like a really dead weekend, we usually talk about like the big movies that came out. Yeah. Hence Spoiler Kings. We kind of spoil it. At least we give you the weekend to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm slacking. It's all
good. Yeah.
It's all good.
We're not giving away too much. You really have to watch the movie to really get the gist of it.
Yeah. And well, that kind of leads into one of my dislikes is I've seen this movie before. And I've seen this movie recently. Jungle Cruise, Red Notice. Come on. It's like you're Uncharted. You're it. You're like you're the game that people love, and I think they could have done more. I like Nathan Drake at the end of the movie, like what you said when he was the badass, because that's who Nathan Drake is. But in the beginning of the movie, he's a kid. It was like what? Like I mean, besides the actual him being a kid part scene, but like he's a bartender, he's a petty crook, thief. It was like, no, this guy's is like the new Indiana Jones, what he's supposed to be. It was like Indiana Jones, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft, and then Nathan Drake. And you didn't get that part of him until later, and I was like, this is who he should have been from the beginning, So that was my thing. We got Joel. Never played the game, but is it a lot related to the game? I don't think it's a lot related. I don't think it's a lot related to the game. But they have parts of the game. I don't know if that makes sense.
Right. Like when he jumps over railings or something, he jumps like off a wall to go over the railing. And that's something similar to the game. The outfit, the costume, the attire, that's similar to that also. Let's see, the little treasure and like the key, the thinking and the puzzles and what have you. Like, remember when he found the cross? Careers, Joe, but when he found the crosses and then he found a clue in the cross. Yeah, it's because in that game there is little mini games and little mini puzzles that you got to solve. That's how I saw it, and that's enough for me to say, okay, it's in relation to the game. They could have put more, maybe, but maybe more is less. If you would have put more into it, then it would have took less. It would have been as attractive.
Yeah. I don't know. Through the whole movie.
Hence the name Spoiler Kings, man. I mean,
should have known what you got yourself into.
Yeah. But I wouldn't say. I mean, they could have literally called this any other name, and changed changed all the names, and it would not have changed what it was. I mean, all they did is like, hey, let's make another heisty movie, but let's add Uncharted characters to it. I mean, that's all it is. I mean, shit, you could have called him Indiana Jones Jr. and Lara Croft Sr. whatever the fuck. I don't know. And it would have been the same exact movie. True. So, which is like Frodo said, it's not technically a bad thing, but it's also not a great thing. It's just kind of like it's just there, and for me, it's a little distracting, because like if you did play the game, I stopped a while ago. I think I played like the first two, and then I kind of like just stopped. Not saying it wasn't a bad game. I just kind of got busy with other stuff. But I wanted Nathan Drake to be the badass because that's what he is in the games, and he really wasn't in it until the end. But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I was saying like with another thing that kind of like really, really bothered me was the shitty freaking accent Tom Holland had. What the hell was that? He was trying to be like a New York Boston accent, but it had a lisp because like when he talked with his bottom jaw more forward to try to get that like, yeah, man, I'm from Boston, so he tried to have that talk, and I'm like, it was so distracting at times, especially when he was trying to be like badass and like talk shit to Sully, and I was like, dude, like but he's British, so it's like they do those, those weird things, like I ever since my girlfriend pointed it out, I can never unhear it now. When British people say things, they over enunciate. Doctor Strange is the biggest one. He goes, my name is Stephen Strange. Like, go back and watch it. You hear it and you're like, son of a bitch.
I'm not going to. I don't know.
And he did this. He did that here, not as bad, but that weird accent. And it came and went. On top of that, sometimes it was there, sometimes it wasn't.
It became more Americanized in the middle of the movie. But yes, I do remember hearing that Boston accent, and well, Mark Wahlberg, he's from the East Side, East Coast somewhere.
Yeah, he's a Boston boy,
right? So I could see, and if they hung out together, I'm sure he's like, "How do you say this? How do you say that?" But I see what you're saying about that. That's funny.
It was just funny and kind of like I'm like like British people with their accents, and especially when they really try to add like a really deep accent in America, like a Boston accent.
Right.
No, I mean there's a lot of Americans that can't do a Boston accent, and you expect them to do it. But I was like, just give him a regular American accent. But I don't know if that was his thing. Maybe because him living with Marky Mark for so long, he
probably picked it up. Yes, he started picking up.
But yeah, that was like my only kind of nitpick about it was that it's not as bad as House of Gucci. I don't know if you guys have seen House of Gucci yet. Their accents, oh my god, it's horrible.
Right,
it's so bad.
I kind of had to leave the cliffhanger at the end because they left the cliffhanger. So I'm guessing in the second one, he's gonna be the badass.
I hope so.
Drake. Because I mean, think about it. He's learning, right? He learned not to trust the girl in the bed, right? So he put coordinates on a different paper and left it there, and he stashed the real coordinates. So he was learning and picking up things. So I could see that in the second movie being, leaving that cliffhanger, he's going to be a real badass.
Yeah, I can see that. And then, I don't want to get into like a big spoiler. There's like a thing at the end, like you said, that's a pretty good cliffhanger. And we got Martin says, when someone shatters your glass, it changes your perspective on character sometimes. I'm not sure who shattered my glass.
Talking about in the movie?
Yeah, I'm guessing in the movie. Maybe
he's talking about when Erica pointed out the British people accent.
Yeah,
everyone does it. I mean, Idris Elba even like slips and does it sometimes, and he's like amazing. So
it's better. It's better than the Scarlet Witch throughout the whole Marvel series. Because there's some series that's stronger than some that's there, then the next scene it's not.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah,
it's like in WandaVision, it was just like worked on that. Yeah, he's talking about the accent thing. Yeah. It was just like something I didn't notice, and then once she pointed it out to me, I was like, son of a bitch. And that's all I hear now whenever I hear. And there's so many British actors now, like so many, But But yeah, that's pretty good. Anything else before we move on?
No, I got
Nah.
everything off. I got everything off my chest, so I can sleep peacefully tonight.
There you go. Nothing really bothered me too much about the movie. Like I said, pacing was okay. Length of the movie was okay. The movie was about what, an hour and 40 minutes, something like that.
Something like that. It was less than 2 hours, which I thought was perfect.
Yeah,
I agree. If it would have been longer, it would have dragged for me, but it was right on the mark.
if it would have been longer, it would have been Spider-Man 16 or something. Because 3 hours.
Like Hugh Jackman. Yeah, Hugh Jackman's got that accent, but he's got that Australian accent that turned to America.
Mhm.
And Wanda became a full-fledged American after the first film. That's
basically
As soon as she lost her bro, it was over with.
I figured like after she had sex with Vision, he's
yeah.
he's like touched her and like, and we're getting rid of that crappy accent.
Boom.
I'll give you my gemstone.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. All right, man. So let's get into our ratings. You want to let them know how we rate stuff here?
Yes, sir. So over here at the Nerd Huddle, us spoiler kings like to review movies a little bit differently. We don't give a 5-star system or none of that BS. We do it this way. So as you see down below, we're either going to rate this movie a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means drop everything and go watch this movie ASAP because it's that good. Spend all your coin towards it. Watch later means you can put it on the back burner, maybe catch it when it comes out streaming. But it's still worth the watch at some point. And a watch never means do not give this movie any time of day. Do not spend your money because it's that trash. With that being said, Fredo, you want to kick it off with the rating? What do you give it, now, later, or never?
I like the now. But considering I'm a gamer and I played this game before, I played part 1 and some of part 2, or 1 and 2 and some of part 3. I can't remember. But I am a now person. I do like it. If my daughter wants to go see it again, sure. If Jess wants to see it again, okay, I'm right there with you. Yeah, it was good enough where my daughter, she's 6. She was engaged at times, and at times, she lost interest. But yes, it's a now movie for me. I have the vote for now. It was really good. It was really fun. Kept me engaged. So I like it.
Okay. I guess I'll go. So for me, not having too much background with the video game, going just based off the movie, not comparing it to anything else, like Tank said earlier, we have seen this movie pretty much a few times in different skins and different names, if you will. So comparing it to those other movies that we've watched, this one definitely stacks up a little bit higher.
Mm-hmm.
Tank went for a pee-pee break, so we'll wait for him.
Yay.
But pretty much, I will say that this is a definite watch now. Nothing really bothered me. Like, I'm sure if I watch it again and look out for like the accent thing or if I really dig deep into the movie, I might find 1 or 2 things that bother me. But really, overall, well done movie. Imagery was really, really good. The character development showing, us caring for these characters was right on the mark. Chemistry, like I said, between all the characters was really good. Had a pretty good bad guy in it. For the most part.
Bad guy was good.
Yeah, right. Like I said, this movie reminded me of like the Goonies, but very, very way more than the Goonies. Like, it was really well done. They travel from like all over the damn globe. They go to like Barcelona. They go to, I forgot where else, but they go a shitload of places. And yeah, I want to say this is a definite watch now.
Right.
But with that being said, Tank, what do you think about the movie? Is it a now, later, or never?
Yeah, sorry, my computer crashed, so that's why I disappeared for a little bit. But I'm not sure what Will said. I last thing I caught was what Fredo said. But I'm giving this a later. It was good.
Wow.
It wasn't great for me. Like I said, I've seen it before. Like Red Notice did this already. Jungle Cruise did this already, and I was expecting this to be more than those. And it really wasn't. It was good action scenes, good stuff. I would probably wait till, I think it's better to watch it at home than theater. If you got a nice big screen and some surround sound. You know, just rent it in 4K.
Rent it in 4K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see that point also. I really can. However, I think the gamer in me just like, yes, I want to see it again. You know,
I don't know. I mean, the gamer in me said they should not have used it. They almost ruined the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they didn't do Nathan Drake justice, like, at all.
Right.
Even by the end, he was great, but he wasn't Nathan Drake. He was Tom Holland playing, Indiana
Jones Jr.
Indiana Jones. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't Nathan Drake. It wasn't Nathan. You know, Sully, he was a pretty good Sully. I'll give him that. Because Sully's a little bit older, but Tom Holland, I liked him in the movie, but not my Nathan Drake.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then so last thing, we also see what the critics and audience gave it over on Rotten Tomatoes. So the audience gave it a 90%. So the audience loved it.
Mm-hmm.
But the critics did not. The critics gave it a 40%. The critics were not happy about this thing. Yeah. So, and just a few of them here. Uncharted is not bad enough to hate and not entertaining enough to engage with. It was just another bad video game movie. Wow. Yeah, and it's just like for fans.
The credits are nothing but Xbox players. That's why.
See, this one said for fans of each of treasure hunter Nathan Drake's incredible adventures, this movie is likely going to feel like a bona fide disaster. See, I don't know if it was a bona fide disaster, but it, like I said, it wasn't the character that they portrayed in the game.
No, it was a little bit on the cheesy side, just a little. Yeah, like I said, they could have gone big with it, but they brought it down some where it's for kid level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. But that's about it. And then also, real quick, I forgot to look this up. Well, my computer crashed, so all my tabs went down. The box office did pretty dang good. Like really good with this one. It brought in 51 million, including Monday because it's a holiday weekend. So I think it's the biggest opening of the year so far in 2021 or 2022. Sorry, jeez,
pretty darn good.
Yeah, can you imagine you're Tom Holland? Like, you just annihilated everything in 2022 with Spider-Man, and now you come and like you're off to like a running start with Uncharted.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's pennies to him compared to Spider-Man. 51 million? Yeah, that's nice.
That's funny.
I mean,
had a good weekend, and good weekends mean sequels. So, you know, if it keeps going for the next couple weekends, which might be a little hard because a lot of good movies are coming out soon. But if it can hold in the top 3 for next month or so, then it was good.
I think next week you might go down to number 2. I don't know what's coming out next week. I don't know what kind of movie, but I think next week you might go down to number 2, considering the critics gave it 40%. And a lot of people go off of that, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's nothing next week. I think next week we're doing Studio 666, which is like a Foo Fighter, Dave Grohl scary horror film, which looks pretty awesome. But I mean, that's not going to be a big theater one, so it'll probably stay number 1 again for next week. But then after that, that's when a lot of the blockbusters are going in. So we'll see how it goes with that. But cool.
You know,
anything else before?
You know what would have been really cool? If that plane, the cargo plane, would have transformed into like something, like
a transformer,
into a transformer. It's like, I got you, Marky.
That would be funny.
Nice. Oh my god, yeah. Martin said adventure movies should be two-parters. I feel it's too much in a single movie. I I think it depends on the main character. If you have to give him a backstory, then half of the movie is kind of lost to origin rather than the adventure. Where the second movie, you're already set up so you can go right from the start adventure.
Right.
With this one, I feel like they should have made him the badass right off the bat, and then I think he could have been like mid-adventure kind of stuff, kind of like what Red Notice. I thought Red Notice like started off already. Everyone was established like you're badass, you're badass, you're badass. It's like
True.
Cool. You don't need to tell me all the origin stories of why they all became who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, the origin story was only like 5-10 minutes. Really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, no, but then the whole part of like he's never went treasure hunting, so like Marky Mark, and like the one thing was the constant betrayals.
Oh yeah,
just like I can't trust him, and then you betray me, and then they betray me, and then we betrayed you, but now we're friends again. I was like, oh my god, I get it. Like like that. I feel like that could have got cut short a little bit.
A little bit.
But oh yeah. Anything else, guys?
Nah. I'm good.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So if you're watching live, hang out. We're gonna do another movie. If you're watching on replay, we appreciate you guys. And make sure you check out all our videos over on the Spoiler Kings YouTube channel. And we're gonna get into Oscars pretty soon. We're gonna get some good Oscars. We got what Martin coming in. No, I need to know how this bartender became a badass. Easy. Don't make him a bartender. Just start him off as a badass. There you go. Like,
all right.
You don't need to skip it. But all right, guys. Yeah, so we're doing Oscars pretty soon. There's gonna be a few movies we're gonna start this week, and so be on the lookout for the new contest for the Oscars we're doing, and then our Black Excellence in Cinema is still going strong. I think we got one or two more. We might even carry it over to like every Monday kind of thing. So we'll see. Yeah, we're just doing a bunch of stuff over here, man. TV shows, movies, Netflix, Hulu.
Busy people.
Question.
Not me.
Good stuff.
Not me.
Have we done Black Klansman? Have you guys done that movie yet?
We did it. Me and Alfredo did it when it was up for Oscar nominee a while ago.
Okay.
Which I think I could be wrong, but I think we both like really loved it. I was kind of upset it didn't win the Oscar, but I've also not surprised because the Oscars. So.
Yeah, actually, it was Black Klansman with Black Panther, if I'm not mistaken.
And Green Book.
Green Book was really good.
It was, but yeah, I mean, we'll
that's
a whole nother conversation.
Just watch our videos from the past, and you'll see what we said.
I was gonna say maybe link that into the Spoiler Kings Facebook page. That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. So hopefully sometime this week, I'm going to pull up all of our past Oscar reviews where me and Fredo did before Spoiler Kings was a thing, before Nerd Huddle was a thing, when it was just me and Alfredo. I'm going to pull those videos out and I'm going to post them on Spoiler Kings under a playlist of Oscar reviews.
Yes.
So,
hell yeah.
So that's going to be fun. But cool, man. Let's get out of here. We appreciate it. Yeah, thank you everyone for hanging out in chat over on Facebook and on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. But see you guys later.
Have a good one, guys.
Deuces.
Cool.
No. See you later, guys. Have a good one, man.
Later, Fredo.
Right. Cool, man. Later. Oh man, I think I had way too many tabs open. I opened another tab and then everything just went blah. I was like, "Fuck!"
Damn. You should have learned from Sully having too many apps.
Right? I didn't even think about that.
I do the same thing now. If I look at Safari or my Internet Explorer, I have a solid like 20 tabs. I don't know why. It happens. So the next movie that we will be talking about, if you're staying tuned to now, is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. So I've come to learn this is a sequel to the original, right?
Yes. And
it ignores all the other Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies, right? Is that fair to say?
I don't think there's any other ones.
What do you
I
mean?
think there's only just one Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Well, wasn't there like a remake and like other? Well, okay, never mind. There was a bunch of. There was a Leatherface movie.
Yeah, there's a Leatherface one. Leatherface Next Generation.
Yeah,
All
it had
American
like Trey Songz in
Massacre.
there or somebody.
Oh, there was a remake. Yeah, that's right. There was a remake in 2003 and another one in 2006.
Yep.
And another one in 2013.
Yeah.
So there is a few. That's right. But there was technically a number 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay.
I don't think I ever, or part 2. I don't think that came out in 86. I don't think I ever seen that.
Wasn't memorable enough.
I mean, I wasn't that big of a fan of the original. I mean, I don't want to get into too much of the movie before we start it, but
Right.
what we got? Yes, Fredo got to dig into the archives and his stone tablets. He's like, yes, pull out the scrolls. I'm looking for if anybody watching knows a good clip of like a character opening up the scrolls, please send me the link, and I want to get something, and put Fredo's face on it. So it's like, check the scrolls, and then it's like,
That would be good.
So I can't think of one off the top of my head. But yeah, well, man, speaking of, your Beetlejuice short was really good, and I was like really pissed. I'm like, this thing needs more views because that was like really funny, and it's just like where you were doing it at, and then just that line was really good. I mean, just Beetlejuice in general is a freaking awesome movie, and
Yes.
and it's like stuff that you forgot was awesome is starting to come back in TikTok,
Yes.
like something like that. So that legit made me. I'm not even kidding. That legit made me laugh because I'm like,
Yeah.
where's that from? And then, but at the end, I was like, I remember.
I watching it as a kid, it didn't hit me. The amount of like, I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word when
You're
he's
getting
like
modded.
just all chest out and like, yeah, I went to Harvard and blah blah blah. It's just, it's so good, so entertaining that I didn't appreciate it as a kid, and then I've watched it a bunch of times recently for I don't know what reason, and I've come to like really love some other scenes that never picked up as a kid. Man,
Mhm.
genius movie.
Yeah. Oh my god, so dirty. It's so dirty. I'm
Yes.
like surprised. I'm like, my parents let me watch it. I was like, because like as you rewatch it as an adult, that's a movie we should watch and review. Because
I'm down.
they're really trying to make a sequel. They're really, really trying to make another one. With Michael Keaton, obviously, because no one else can be Beetlejuice. Like,
They better not put somebody else in that role.
I want old Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton. He's so good. I love Michael Keaton. He's such a great actor. But yeah, that movie is so dirty. So dirty. like he goes to the strip club, like in the little town model stuff.
Yeah.
It's just
How many times he
so
tries to like lift the women's skirts up? It's so bad.
Yeah.
Whew. It's good.
Yeah. Good one. Oh.
Sorry, my bad. Audio check. Anyways,
let me know. You want to do the synopsis on this one? I got the trailer up.
I got a short one. Let's see if I can find a longer one.
And then Martin said he's on it. I'll make a small clip. Yeah.
Bet.
If you can find it. I was thinking, I'm like, I know there's got to be a cartoon, and I it's in my head, but I can't figure out where it's from. But it's somebody like, check the scrolls, and then like somebody opens it, and then like there's a bunch of dust that like pops out from it, and it's in my head, and I can't visualize what cartoon it's from.
Oh, it's a cartoon. I remember a scroll scene in Beverly Hills Ninja or something like that. He opens up a scroll, but I don't know if it's like really accurate to what you're trying to portray. But animated.
I mean,
scroll.
right now I'm just thinking like anything with scrolls, just so I can find a good one. But it is a cartoon, and I just can't like I see it in my head, but I can't I can't like remember the details of like where is it from. Like one, because I watched so much stuff. It all gets blended together in my head.
Okay, I got a summary. Something pretty accurate, doesn't give too much away.
Yeah. Am I at a weird delay with my voice? Hello,
No,
hello,
you're
1
fine.
2 1 2. Okay.
You
All
sound
right.
okay.
I'm not gonna fuck with that then. Because my voice mod thing froze. But if it's working fine, then I'm not gonna mess with it until
No,
we're
you're
done.
good. No, I
Okay.
say leave it as is. Looking good.
There's a few clips I know what we can do. All right. Send them over my way. You know, if you want to mess with cutting up some clips, I know you've been pretty good at that. Martin's been doing a lot of the clips over on Dynasty Pylon stuff. So yeah, awesome. Cool. You ready to do this then?
The show.
Let me see if before we start, let me text Brian if he wants to jump on so we can give away the pick a winner.
Okay. Bushes. By the way, that Beetlejuice short that I did, the TikTok, took me a solid 100 takes to get that right.
Really?
That's such a hard, very well done scene that he did. That he does it in one take, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's any edits in that motherfucker. It's like the little mannerisms he does, like when he mentions Harvard and he does like a twitch with his lip. That took me forever. Yeah. It's so simple, but to get that and then have all the reactions, it's still not what I wanted it to be. But
yeah. I think it was good. It's just like I don't know if you meant like your hair was really messy. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not.
Yeah, I just woke up, so I said, "Fuck it, mess it up a little more."
Yeah, even and it's like you did good. Well, loved it. It was funny, man. It was funny. We still have Fredo expressions on the drive. We do. So if you go over on our drive, Martin, look it's called a folder called Pics of Us, and I got a folder for all of us. So, so I can't wait to see what he does. All right. So Brian said he'll jump on in like 20 minutes or so. Gives us enough time to review this thing. So you good to go?
Good to go.
All right. Yeah. Do this. All right. Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer. I'm with Will, Peppa MD. How you doing?
What's up? Doing great, man.
Yeah. So if you're watching live, this is part of our double feature that we did on Monday. If you're watching replay, you're just getting this movie. So if you want to go check out our other movie, go click on that video on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Spoiler Kings. We got our thing, our custom URL. But scared your wife. Say what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one we're doing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one that just came out this past weekend over on Netflix. Yeah, man, we watched the trailer reaction when they first announced it a month ago, maybe 2 months ago at this point. We were both pretty excited, it seemed like. So I'm curious to see your takes on this movie. But first, you want to do the trailer? Do a quick little breakdown of the movie?
Yes, sir.
All right, go for it.
So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 dives in 50 years after the events of the first movie. Melody Sarah, played by Sarah Yarkin, and her sister Lila, played by Elsie Fisher, the two main protagonists of the movie, and their entrepreneur friends Dante, played by Jacob Lattimore, who's in the Shy TV show, and Ruth, played by Nell Hudson, arrive at Harlow, a small town in Texas, with the intention of renovating it. So pretty much gentrification in full motion 2022. However, an old lady named Virginia claims that she owns the deed to her orphanage that's in the town that all these kids, these young adults, are trying to take over, prompting Dante to call the cops on her. rough. Her health deteriorates as she starts to freak out on all these kids saying that they're going to take over her orphanage and whatnot. So they are, what is it? Her health deteriorates, forcing the only resident of the orphanage to rush her to the hospital along with Ruth. That's it without spoiling too much. From the trailer, let me see. Another synopsis mentions that this is 50 years again after Leatherface is hiding, goes into hiding. He's already like old man Leatherface, but still the same sinister mother effer.
Yeah.
That's about it. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yep.
Crazy movie. Killing scenes are on point. My son knows who Leatherface is. He's not scared of him, right? You're not scared of Leatherface? Nah, definitely not.
He's like, who?
But yeah, this takes a very modern take on Leatherface and the storyline as you see a bunch of goofies holding on their cell phones as they're about to get chainsawed to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much what the movie's about.
There, so we got the Gadunk over here. So I saw they reviewed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, TCM. So make sure you go check out their channel. They did their review. I didn't watch your review, guys, yet, because I didn't see the movie. So I'm definitely gonna watch that probably tomorrow. But they're saying it was the worst movie I reviewed this year. Wow. I'm trying to think if there what else was pretty bad. I mean, we're gonna get into our reviews, but there you go. If you want a early look into what the Gadunk guys think about it, they did not like it.
Wow.
So yeah, because like I try to avoid any reviews until I watch it. And then I just kind of binge it, and then I binge a bunch of people and see like a lot of their takes and stuff like that. So I'm definitely gonna check out the Gadunk tomorrow. You know, and watch their review on it. But we'll get into our review in a little bit. Let's talk about some of the good stuff first, or some of the good stuff you liked about this one.
So, good things about the movie.
If any.
Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. The best things that stood out to me that made me go like, ooh, I like that, were some of the killing, some of the gruesomeness, the detailed like gore that Leatherface showed in this movie was nice. He used his classic sledgehammer and chainsaw that he took out of a wall. Anyways.
yeah.
Favorite part, it was short. It was a short movie. It was
pretty short. It was like an hour, less than an hour and a half. So, which is probably for the best.
The gore was pretty good. Blood splatter was nice. I'm trying to really reach here. The accuracy, in my opinion. Maybe you can touch on this with how medically accurate putting on a face to your face would be. It looked pretty damn real to me. It looked like skin stretched up. Ooh, that's what he's known for, right? He cuts up the faces of his victims. One thing they got right, in my opinion, when I envisioned Leatherface, right? So not too much from the movie, but the video game, there's a video game that's coming out very soon, but not that video game. I'm talking about Dead by Daylight. So he is a playable character in Dead by Daylight. And in there, he is known for doing two things, maybe three. He's known for camping his survivors or his people that he's trying to kill. He will camp you on the hook, and he does so using a perk called Insidious. Now, what does this perk do? It makes it so that you're silent, you have no terror radius, you can't be heard, you're really like a ninja. And the fact that he was like, not spoiling too much, but the fact that he was trying to kill somebody that was below his house, it wasn't a basement, which is like what he does in the video game, but that was pretty damn accurate. There was a scene where like he knows someone's coming into his house, so he like goes to hide behind the door. I was like, oh my god, the video game. He does that. that's about it. As far as the movie and the storytelling, I'm trying to think of things that really stood out to me. But the accuracy of how they captured Leatherface was okay. Was okay. I liked that's it, man. The gore. The gore was really stood out to me.
Yeah.
I mean, is there something you want to touch on? Maybe some of the good things that you found.
I don't know. I mean, the gore. I'm right there with you. Like my girlfriend does not like gore. Especially gore for the sake of just being gory, which is definitely what this movie was. And I like gore, so it's a little different. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. I mean, there's a part where one of the main characters, Dante, gets like his face sliced. I thought that looked pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know how actual accurate it is. I mean, a lot of this movie is the accuracy is just thrown out the window with everything. But I thought that the graphics on that looked cool, but the gore was cool. One guy in the trailer you see gets like bashed in the head, which was damn, But I mean, I think even with that, it carried on too much. Like it should have been one, and then it should have cut to the girl and just have the blood splatter. Because then by the end, it just looked like him bashing a million. Like actually, like legit. So I was like, I'm like, oh, you took a good thing, and you kind of went too much with it. But yeah, man, I think it was short. Like the good dunk guys were saying, it was probably the best thing, one of the best things, and the gore, it was pretty cool. I liked how Leatherface looked. I thought that was pretty cool. I did like he, somehow, I don't know where he got the apron again, but he got the apron. We'll get into the whole chainsaw part of it because Jesus. But the face was kind of the face was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, not much good in my end of it. You just want to get right into the bad stuff.
Yeah, one last thing. I guess was a good thing of the movie was bringing back one of the original characters from the first one. I'm glad they had a little callback to her. Execution wise wasn't the greatest, but the fact that they brought her back, that was cool. That was a cool moment.
Yeah.
But
good opportunity, poorly executed.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah. And I don't think that's the original actress. I'm
no?
Pretty sure. I don't know. I have to look. Her name's like Olwyn Ferrara. She has a weird last name. But I mean, at this point, it's 50 years. So
yeah,
it's kind of no. It was a different woman.
Snap
played Sally.
Would have been cooler if it was.
Would have been, but yeah. So let's get into some of the bad stuff, man.
Okay.
Here, real quick, we got good dunk. He's essentially Jason or Michael Myers, which isn't like the original. Yeah. That's kind of one of the things I was going to kind of get into. But that's a really good comparison. They were trying to make him a different super villain, I guess. Horror villain, I think is a good horror villain that he's not. But yeah. All right, so go ahead, man.
With bad things, there's a lot. My number one bad thing was decision making. Decision making in this movie was terrible. And I know, like you're talking about a bunch of naive young adults that are trying to make this old ass abandoned town come back to life. Okay, right? I get where you're going with that, but like they were stupid. They were bad. Okay. Without spoiling too much, right? They go into this town, and if you're a bunch of young investors, you got to be doing your homework, right? They go into this town, and the main issue with this movie was that they had the deed of like a lot of these buildings, except for the orphanage.
Well,
they thought they did.
They thought they did.
They thought they did.
Yeah.
And in doing so, the town looks like a fake. It did.
It did.
It reminded me of of that one Call of Duty map in Black Ops 1, where that was pretty much a Hollywood set too. I forgot what it was called. Firing range. If you watched or if you played Black Ops 1, kind of looked like that. But decision making was terrible. All the way to the end. Sally, right? She could have been a hero, right? She could have got all the last characters out and been like, hey, here's the keys. Get the fuck out of here. Let me handle this guy by myself, right? And then they could have played that whole, cliche
like
where,
revenge.
yeah, right, where cliche where she gets her revenge and then like she struggles and then like the kids that were supposed to drive away come back and save her. They could have did that. That would have been cool. Nope. She said, nah, y'all staying right here where you're like a sitting duck.
Yeah, you're bait. You're bait.
And she tried to duke it out by herself and just reaction time was shit. The freaking people on the bus, as you've seen in the trailer, like no one's looking to exit out the windows. No one's like really looking to use logic. Everyone's just holding their phones up. And I get it. We're living in a day and age where everyone's so glued to their phones, right? I get that part. But you start a chainsaw in front of me, I'm running the other direction. That's me.
Yeah. If you bring in a chainsaw, I was like, and then you're like 6'7" or whatever, it's like, nah, which looks like blood on you is just so stupid. Real quick, I don't mean to. He says, oh, dude, you're gonna get canceled. Done. I was like, are you serious? Does he look like a person that? What? It's just,
not give up.
I was like, that's so stupid. It was such a stupid line.
They really thought they ate with that comment. They really thought that. Oh yeah, that's gonna just do numbers saying that. No,
yeah.
That was so bad. But yeah, well said. Another bad thing that really, was like a what the F moment was, okay, they pissed off Leatherface because they end up getting his caretaker, which she's old as shit. How is she taking care of him? But anyways, Leatherface tries to get revenge because spoiler alert, they indirectly get the caretaker killed. Just because they had her like heart rate go up or something. Maybe she had like a heart condition. Who knows? They didn't really dig into that. Didn't really matter. But all these years, right? Leatherface, who, by the way, like if you know a little bit about Leatherface, he's always having like hatred in his heart. He's always wanting to get his rage on. And of course, he's not going to do that to the caretaker, right? Whoever like watches out for him. But he'll express that shit somehow. Like whether it's cutting meat, he was like a butcher in his past. And with the the chainsaw, why the fuck was it in the drywall? Why was it in the wall? That made no sense to me. Like you could have put that on like a trophy case. He could have did so many other things that would have been better than having it in the drywall. Why? Yeah. Why? There was no. I kept trying. So, this was on Netflix, and I watched it a few times. I couldn't put it together. Why?
So there is a throwaway line that you kind of really missed. So as she was dying, she like tells him like, I only watched it the one time, and I should have put subtitles on for it because I couldn't tell if she said don't go in my room or go get it in my room, which I'm assuming she must have put it in there, right? So I was like, because that's all I thought was like, I guess she knew who he was, which what like, like he's even in the movie they'd say like he's killed a lot of people. It wasn't just like those kids from the 70s. I guess there's a bunch of people, so it was like, so she knew who he was and like was like, oh, don't worry, hun. I was like, huh? It's like, what?
Yeah. Well, I can kind of see that in the original first one, his like the family that he was with, they knew how he was. They just chose to let him be as evil as he wanted it to be because
they were just as bad as him.
They were. Well, yeah. Good point.
If not worse. They're the reason probably why he was the way he was probably. But
yeah, so I'm guessing she didn't care about the Confederate flag that was posted right outside the orphanage. Why was that posted outside the orphanage? Don't know.
They're in Texas.
Yeah. But I don't know. I've never really seen Leatherface as a racist character. Not that he thinks that deep. But it was a little weird. Just throwing that in there was a little off for me. I know it's Texas. You got a lot of people down there that will flaunt this flag. But yeah, that just okay. One thing I guess I will touch on is in the video game Dead by Daylight, Leatherface is not portrayed as racist, but a lot of players that are racist players that play the game, they know of a mechanic that was just taken out of the game where if as Leatherface, there was a secret Easter egg that if you sacrificed the 4 original characters 25 times each, you could unlock their faces and you could wear that as a cosmetic in the game. One of the characters that are one of the OG characters is a character called Claudette. She's an African-American character. So a lot of racists ruined this cosmetic for everybody else, and they kept wearing the face, the black face, essentially, and targeting the African American characters in the game. Like they would literally tunnel them or like forget about everybody else and just kill the black characters. And they made him racist in this game. He's not a racist character. He's not ever portrayed as a racist character, but the racist people that used him ruined the cosmetic for everyone because now the developers took that cosmetic out the game. Rightfully so. It was a tool used to be racist, and boom, took it out.
Yeah.
So throwing that little Confederate flag was like just, I don't know. I guess the reason for it being in there was so Dante could get triggered, right, and have him be bogus towards the old lady. That's the only way I see that going. But it was just, it was dumb. It was pretty dumb. Anything else that I'm missing? I know there's a lot of things that are really bad.
No.
But.
Yeah, I mean real quick, the Confederate flag too, like for me was kind of the whole sequence of it was silly. Like it being there was like, okay, I guess it's an old ghost town anyway, and that flag was probably flown more than the American flag in most parts of Texas. So I'm like, okay, but I'm like, also it's like Dante lives in Texas. Granted, he lives in Austin, which is a little bit, not, I guess as bad, whatever, but it's still Texas. I was like, dude saw that flag since he was born. I was like, dude, like, I understand why he was mad and upset, but also was like, you live in Texas. Yeah. Like, you've seen that flag so many times before, and it wasn't like a pristine flag. It was all beaten up and torn up and stuff like that. And then the old lady, kind of said she forgot about it. She's like, oh, her granddad or her brother, whoever, somebody gave it to her. So, and then it also was like, and then it made it silly. It was like he couldn't get it off. He couldn't get it down. So it was like, so you're expecting this old lady who is on oxygen to what, reach out, get a ladder? Like, I'm like, but then you get mad at her and like start calling her a racist and stuff. But it was just like man, but that was that whole, they're trying to be woke in the movie, which I hate saying stuff like that, but like this one actually tried doing it. And then they literally made everyone an asshole in this movie. It was like, oh, here's these Southern, guys, they're all assholes. Here's these kids from the city. They're all assholes. Here is like everybody. Sally, who you expected to be like the big hero, she was an asshole. I was like, what the hell? Does everyone suck? Like at one point, another thing I didn't like was like the only one that was like not an asshole was fucking Leatherface. I was like, he's just getting revenge for you killing his mama or whatever the hell her name was, Virginia. It was like that's what because like, which I didn't like that part either. It's like he's in her room wearing her face, which is weird, and then pulls out her dress and starts putting like makeup on, and I couldn't tell, but I think at a part he was crying. I'm like, what the hell is this? You know, I was like they want us to feel sad for Leatherface. It's like,
Here's the thing that deep.
you know, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that stuff. And then like what the Gadunk guys were saying was they were trying to make him be a Michael Myers and Jason kind of thing, like just unkillable. And that's not who this character was. I mean, this character was based off a real life person, Ed Gein, you know, so you know, Freddy or Michael Myers and Jason is a little bit different because they're more like supernatural kind of where Leatherface was based off a real person, you know, which kind of changes how that character is, you know. And here, you know, he gets shot by a shotgun. He drowns, I guess, or he's supposed to drown.
Mm-hmm.
The dude's not dead. I was like, okay, like, there's a. Right? Yeah, at this point, at least, if not more, because it's been 50 years since that movie, and just say he was 20 at that time, so he's
80
around. I would say around 70, at least 70, if not 80. So they were trying to do the whole Michael Myers thing with the newer Michael Myers Halloween movies, where he's old, quote unquote, you know, but still like can do all this stuff.
Yeah,
man, I had such high hopes for this movie. Like such high hopes for this movie, and all the weird things that they decided to do in it was just, you know, even like in the beginning with these kids, they're kids, you know, and me and my girlfriend were talking a little bit about it, and it was like, how are these like 20-year-olds buying a town? Like, you know, and it was just
investors,
it was
my ass.
Yeah. You know, and then what they're trying to get away from, and then they had a school shooting in this whole movie too. So I was like, Jesus Christ, you know, it's like they were just trying to hit on everything that they could possibly hit on, you know, and it was just, it just seemed weird, you know, like I don't know. It's like I wish Brian was here because I kind of want to ask him. Was like, okay, being like a black man, you know, especially in Texas, you know, I mean, Brian didn't live in Texas, but Texas is not known for being very doesn't have a good history of stuff like that. Why would a young black man be like, I'm gonna leave the city and go to a middle of nowhere town in Texas? Like what? You know? Yeah. So, oh yeah, he gets chainsaw too. Well, he gets, which I thought was stupid. Why do you uppercut? What is it? You have a chainsaw. Like,
drive in
there. Yeah. She like does this weird uppercut thing, and it cuts to that weird scene from them looking down. I'm like, what is going on? Meanwhile, the whole time she's covered in shit. Like, we forget about that.
Oh yeah.
You know? Like, on the bus, and you're telling me no one on the bus is like, hey, what's that horrible smell? You know?
Right.
You know, so yeah.
I got a theory for that. What if they all had Rona and lost their sense of smell?
That's why they're starting a little cult. Oh man.
Anyways, yeah, she really was covered in poop. She probably dragged a bunch of poop on her way inside the bus. Yeah. But, a lot of things didn't make sense.
I know it's a big movie trope, and it always bugs me, but it's like I hate when they call out like, hey, guy who can kill me, and then they turn around and then like she had this assault rifle and didn't know how to shoot it. No, and I'm like, really? Oh man, like, and then she winds up running away, and it's just very, very weird. Yeah, because I get the whole thing is like she was supposed to be like over her trauma from the school shooting kind of stuff, but
yeah,
and it was there too. Said I was mad watching this movie how bad it was. It, in the beginning, I kind of like, all right, I'll wait. I'll because I'm like, it didn't make sense why these kids were going there. Like they wanted where did they get all this money? They were young, like they were influencers, I guess. And then all these people decide to come and live out in the middle of nowhere, which is funny because South Park just made an episode about that, about all these city people moving out to the middle of nowhere and ruining places. So, it wasn't their best episode, but it was funny. But it was it's funny how it went along what this movie's doing because it's making fun of the city people who want to get away from the city life. I was like, no, like, so it was so upsetting, man. And I legit gave it a shot. I was holding out to the end. I was like, come on, and it hurt.
I watched it, I think, twice, and first time I did from start to finish. It's because I want. Well, let me finish. So the first run, watched from start to finish. I tried to give it a chance. Second time I watched it, I just kept fast forwarding. I wanted to like look at key moments where I'm like, why are they doing that? And I try to pick apart, the scene and pause, and I'm just like, I was trying to give it a chance. I really did.
Yeah.
And I regret it. But I tried to watch it 2 times. I really, really, really tried because he's such an iconic character. Even the first movie, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That one was, from what we both kind of concluded, it was also a terrible movie until the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But like, I was hoping, like, man, you can't get worse than that. And then here they go doing that. But anyways, I try to pick apart things that were like visually appealing, or things that try to make sense. The dude with the hat, the one that lived in the town, that he was making the deal for Dante to come through.
Yeah,
like, his decision making was shit. I don't know why he took everybody's keys. All you had to do was keep Dante's keys so he wouldn't leave or something. Like,
yeah.
And they, when you're doing an investment like this, you swap information anyways. So what if he did, try to do the old lady bogus, he gets her killed or whatever, just get his ass back legally, and I'm sure maybe that's not how they do it in Texas, but there were so many other routes they could have taken with that dilemma.
Yeah. Well, real quick, even with that, it was like not even 15 minutes before that when they're like kind of talking, and he's like, oh, as long as I get paid, I don't give a shit. I'm like, so you went from not giving a shit as long as you got money to like, you hurt the old lady, how dare you? You can't leave. I was like, that's kind of a big change in what you were saying.
True.
True. Yeah. You just want to get into our ratings of this one?
Sure. So kind of going to be a never, or a net. No, I'm kidding. So us two spoiler kings like to rate movies a little bit differently here at the Nerd Huddle. So anytime we watch a movie and we give a rating, it's either going to be a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means drop everything, go spend all your coin towards this movie because it's that good. A watch later means the movie was okay. You can put it on the back burner, maybe watch it later on when you got some free time doing nothing, maybe washing dishes or something. And then a watch never means don't give this movie any time of day because it's that bad. Don't even give it any of your money. So with that being said, let me start off first, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
I want to give this movie a watch never. A watch never. As good as some of the gore was, right? I like the gore. It was, you could have just threw on Saw 1, 2, or 3, or whatever, any Saw movie and get your gore fix. Because that's all it was. It just, they played to that trope for like a few seconds. It wasn't even that much gore how I expected. Dude with a chainsaw? Come on, dog. Anyways, it was so bad of a movie that it kept taking me out of the movie. When you get me watching a movie, I don't really have a great attention span. So if I see something that just drives me away, I'm literally going to get up, walk to the next room or do something. And that kept happening. I kept, I kept pulling my phone up. I kept getting distracted, and I'm just like, nah, I'm not trying to see the movie. I had to see the movie, and I wanted to see the movie. But it just, the decision making in the movie was just so stupid. It was not logical. Nobody in this movie was doing the right thing except Leatherface, getting revenge for the sweet old lady. Also, I don't know if you know about Leatherface, but he's not that bright of a character. He doesn't experience emotion that deep. I don't really think he would have given a shit if the lady would have died. But that's just me. That's my take. What about you, Tank? What do you think about the movie?
Man, I'm right there. I'm giving this a never. I mean, skip it altogether. if you remember Leatherface being like a cool character back then, then leave it. Like let that memory be the thing that that you have, because this was just I don't know, it didn't make him like scary, you know how like Michael Myers and stuff like that. There are a few scary parts when he first kind of became Leatherface, but you know, like you said, the gore, but I don't think it's worth sitting through a very bad movie, you know? Like it just was not good. Not good. And I can't think of a part where I'm like, "Oh yeah, that was really awesome," besides just some of the gore, but that's usually pretty easy to do, you know, especially with a character like Leatherface. I mean, they had crazy gore back then, because this like this movie or this genre of franchise was kind of made that, like the super, you know, gory kind of stuff, you know, him throwing them on the hooks and you know, chainsaw and everything and stuff like that. But yeah, they tried making him a character that he wasn't, and I didn't like that. You know, I just, you know, I didn't like him becoming like a Michael Myers kind of character, and also I didn't like him becoming like emotional like that. I thought that was a little weird. You know, like in the original movie, he was more of like I don't say like a dog kind of character, where he's like point and, you know, the family said go kill, and then he went and killed. Like that was it, you know. And here it was like he was getting revenge, you know, like he didn't care about Sally, you know, until she tried to kill him. I mean that whole decision making from Sally was so stupid. I was like, so you just stood there and let him leave, let him walk all the way back to the car before you decide you want to shoot him in the shoulder with a shotgun? Like, what the hell? Like, she became a Texas Ranger, so she was a badass. And she was doing shit like that. I was like, what the hell, man? What the hell? So yeah, it's a never. And I think this is a movie where we both got nevers.
Wow.
I mean, there might be one or two other ones, but this is probably the, you know, if we're right there with the Gadunk guys and Anna, you know, none of them liked it. You know, the Gadunk said it's the worst movie they reviewed all year. And Anna was like, I was so mad watching this movie how bad it was. I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I just realized you pointed it out. We didn't see a meat hook in sight. That's his thing, isn't it? In the game, the Dead by Daylight, by the way, the whole thing about putting people on the hook was inspired by the Leatherface franchise, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was inspired by this movie. So the fact that he did that for this game that I love so much, this one right here, this little cool icon, I didn't see a meat hook. He's supposed to be a butcher, right? Or he cuts up the cows and whatnot. Didn't see any of that. They missed the mark time and time again in this movie.
Big time. And then just to end it, so Rotten Tomatoes, the audience gave it a 33, which is pretty bad. That's definitely one of the lower audience scores that we've seen like ever.
True.
And the tomato meter for the critic side of it gave it a 30. So audience and critics both said it sucks. So
Makes sense.
because usually you'll have one side like it and one side not like it. Or they both like it. When both sides, the audience and the critics, don't like it, that is not good. That is not good. Yeah.
What was this?
If I went to the theater to see this, I would be pissed. Since it's on Netflix, I'm just upset I watched it and, you know, like didn't spend extra money on it.
Yeah.
But anything else, man?
Nah, it's a big oof. So I know I watched it a second time, and I would not watch it ever again. I really tried to give it a second chance, and that was a mistake. Would you watch this movie again?
No way.
No way.
I mean, I don't know if my sister's a big horror film, you know, like person. Her and her boyfriend. My mom likes horror films. I'm gonna tell them, like, don't waste your time. Like, really don't waste your time. And you know, anybody who else is like even a big horror film, like I really thought this was gonna be a great one just from the trailer. And if you want to enjoy this movie, watch the trailer. That's it, because the trailer has the best parts in it, and just like let it live in your head. You know, like, oh, it's great. Yeah, because an hour and a half of this was not good. Oh man.
Short movie, and it's still,
Yeah. But that is it for this one from us. If you're watching live, hang out. We're gonna do our giveaway announcement pretty soon. If you're watching on replay, on the VOD edited version, thank you. We appreciate it. Make sure you check out our Facebook group. We're doing our Oscar contest that's going to start pretty soon. We're going to start rolling out with our Oscar reviews that me and Alfredo have been doing for the past couple of years. So that's going to be fun leading up to the Oscars, and we're going to do a little contest. You pick the winners, and whoever gets the most winners correct, they win. So, but that is it from us. Unless you got anything else.
Nah. Stay in school.
Yeah. All right, but we will see you guys later with next week. Next week we were doing Studio 666, which I'm excited for. A good, funny horror spoofy movie. Starring the Foo Fighters. So that's gonna be awesome. Hopefully. It sounds awesome. You never know. We might get another sequel, another repeat of this trash. So,
Hope not.
Hopefully not. Yeah. But all right, guys. We'll see you guys later.
Deuces.
All right, cool. See where Will's at. Not where Will. Where Brian's at.
Where the hell is Will?
Yeah. You're like, where? Oh, that and my damn light fell. I don't know if you saw, like, my light just went like, so like the light on my face might have moved.
Was it during this review, or was it the past? Oh,
no, on this one. No. Give me a minute. I gotta go use the washroom real quick.
Do your thing. Gives me a little time to talk to the audience. Thank you guys. If you're still here with us, thank you so much for watching live. This will be on the video on demand via YouTube. You'll be able to watch us on the Spoiler Kings Facebook page. I think right now we're currently at... Damn, let me check it out. We're currently at... Oh, that's YouTube. Where the hell is Facebook? Can't find it. Was it here? No idea. I think we're at about 160 people. Or is it 300? Oh, we're at 300. Wow, I was way off. We're at 304 people. Thank you so much. If you stuck with us this long, we have some great things coming. More YouTube shorts, more TikTok videos, more giveaways. So if you look forward to free stuff, why don't you give us a like, give us a follow, share our videos over here at YouTube. You can catch us on most platforms. You can catch us on twitch.tv. You can catch us on YouTube, Facebook. That's about it. So Tank mentioned that, merch. That's a really good idea. So yes, we do have merch that is out right now. If you want, let me know. I can send you the link. Where's my shirt? I should have worn the shirt today. We do have the logo that you see here in the corner, Spoiler Kings. We have that on a nice shirt. So yeah, if you want to buy a shirt, definitely hit us up. We can give you the link that you can get all your Nerd Huddle and Spoiler Kings merch for sure. Thank you for bringing that up, Anna. Thank you for being such a cool cat and keeping up with us. We plan to do the Oscars, like Tank said, on a week-to-week basis, leading up to the actual what do you call that? To the actual nominees when they get the awards, the award show. There you go. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
So for sure, I will send you that link, and if you're looking for some merch, just hit us in the DMs. We got you.
Let me say, I could get the link right now.
Sweet. A movie that I really look forward to, besides the 666 one, is the new Batman movie featuring. Damn, I can't think of his name. Robert Patterson. Thank you, sweet. I'm a big Batman fan, as you can see. So yeah, I really hope that Robert Pattinson does this movie justice. No pun intended. But that's a movie that I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, huh?
I don't know why. Oops, freaking kicks me out. I gotta turn off my computer. I usually leave my computer on, like
24/7.
Yeah. Stop doing that.
But yeah, if you'd like, you go to the Spoiler Kings Facebook page. You should be able to see, and as well as the YouTube, you should be able to see all of our links. I'm surprised we don't have a link tree yet. We should probably do something like that.
We do have a link tree. It should be in the description of this video.
Oh, this video. Boom. There you go.
All the way towards the bottom. I think. You know what? Speaking of, I might have our merch tree in the or our merch link in there.
Boom. There you go. I'm about to check it out. Actually, join our Discord, sleep, subscribe.
Merch. There you go. Yeah.
Link tree. There you go. Merch. So you got to do a little bit of clicking around, but we can post that link for sure.
Yeah, let's threw it up there. Yeah, send it to me. Oh my god, yes.
We have a few of our shows that are for merch. We have Panda and Grizzly show. We have the Spoiler Kings, and then we have a bunch of Nerd Huddle. Ooh, I want to get that tumbler, stainless steel.
Tumbler's nice. If you go all the way at the bottom, there is have you seen the spiked bet thing, the fanny pack? I remember you telling me about the fanny pack.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Why haven't I got that yet? Fuck. Anyways, yeah, the spiked bet, that's pretty cool. Yes, for the Batman movie. Well, there's a lot of cool stuff on here. We have the tank top. It's pretty nice. The minimal Spoiler Kings tank top. I'm a fan of the fanny pack just because, I don't know, man. Was that like a 90s thing, the fanny pack? I've always just been drawn to it so much.
Dude, this is getting super annoying. I don't know why it's doing this to me. It's literally just closing Chrome out. I don't know why. Don't know why. Like anytime I try to do something, it's like nope.
So you should look on your processes task manager, and if Chrome is putting up too much power consumption, then
usually does.
You got to do something. I forget what it is. Maybe make Chrome work off the GPU. Is that a thing?
I don't know if you can do that. Here, I'll do that in a second. Before Brian jumps on, I'll close out all my Chromes and then jump back in.
Okay.
But yeah, so this is everything. But speaking of, we have a bunch of new logos. So there's gonna be some new logos for Panda and Grizzly and stuff like that.
I like that.
I added a bunch because I know you said you wanted some like tanks,
Yeah.
So there's some sweaters, some fanny packs, some mugs, some like women's boyfriend tees, which are supposed to be like those super comfy ones.
Fanny pack.
Fanny pack.
Yeah, the fanny pack. Yeah, we're gonna buy that fanny pack.
Yeah,
the Nerd Huddle logo's badass. Look at that thing.
Love Nerd.
I probably want to get in that white one too. I know it's a bad idea for me because I'm Mr. Smudgeroo over here. I get so many stains. But the yellow one looks pretty cool too. Man.
There's some cool colors. You can pick and choose the colors, and I usually pick all the colors just to give some nice stuff. There's some other ones, some other classic like tanks and stuff like that. But I don't know why it's on here twice. But the glass I thought was pretty cool. I do want to buy one for myself. It says Nerd Huddle, and on the back it has the spike bet. So if you want a 1-shot bet, 2-shot bet, 3-shot bet, 5-shot bet. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I gotta update that too. The link tree. You see, it was that was for Batman movie. Oh, the old god, yes, yeah, that's what for Batman movie.
Yeah, pretty pumped.
Yeah, super excited. And then right here, see how that looks there? Bam. So that is the new live schedule with the new logos. So that's the new morning spike. And that might change. We were given a few different options, and I just did that one right now. Like kind of like that one, but the Panda and Grizzly, that's the new logo for Panda and Grizzly, which I love that logo. Love that logo. It has it's super good. And then also the Dynasty Pylon, that's their new logo as well. So if you're into sports, make sure you go check out those guys. Link in the description. But those logos I love. Love those two logos. Like as soon as I saw them. The Morning Spike, he gave us a bunch of different options, and I really like them all. So I have to, pick. And everyone likes a different one. So I was like, damn it. So, but I think I might stick with this one for a little while. I like the little MS that has a football in there, has a little, coffee and shot glass and stuff like that. But he was super cool. Where I got to add in every one. So shout out to Braden who made this for us. In every single logo he made, at the bottom it says a Nerd Horror production. So all the way at the bottom of Dynasty Pylon, under show, Panda Grizzly show, it says it there. Under Spike, it says it there. So now I got to add that to Spoiler Kings. I got to add maybe I'll put it in the crown or something like that. Make it go in the crown like Nerd Total production.
I like that.
Something like that, or maybe along the movie reel, the around the curve. That'd be cool too.
Nice.
But
I like it. I like it a lot.
I don't know if Brian,
if he's not on, that's okay, because we could get maybe Fredo and Ryan both tomorrow. Although, man, is Brian on
tomorrow? Did he messaged back? I don't think he did.
Oh, he said sure, so maybe he's coming on. That message was at 9. Oh, at 10.
Yeah. Well, it was at 10. Well, I said 20 minutes, and it was more like 40 minutes. But yeah, that's the one thing we need to. I know we need to work out is getting it down to like 15, 20 minute videos, because whenever we do short videos, they do really well on our channel.
Yeah, for sure.
They do really, really well.
Although I want to say we did pretty well with the Uncharted review. We kept it to 45 minutes with 3 people, and everybody giving their take.
Yeah.
But for sure, when it's just 2 of us, yeah, I agree. Shorter is better.
Yeah. Shorter is better. So we'll give a few minutes. If not, I don't know if you're able to. What happened?
No, I said shorter is better. Said no woman ever. That's funny.
Logan Paul was on WWE.
Oh God, is that true? Logan Paul was on WWE.
Yeah, he's gonna team up with the Miz to fix Mysterio.
Oh God, I'm done with those guys. I never liked those guys.
They were funny in Vine days.
You know what? You're right. They were funny in Divine days.
They just got caught.
Yeah. Well said.
I mean,
all about their monies. So
yeah,
I miss Vine.
I think Vine was actually pretty cool.
There was no limits, nothing you couldn't say. Which, man, they got pretty wild on there. But
yeah,
it was a day where you could really express what you wanted to say, and a lot of it was really entertaining. Gave birth to like King Bach and freaking Logan Paul brothers.
Yeah. I don't like King Bach. I don't think he's funny. Okay, like a lot of the TikTok guys I don't like, but the stuff a lot of them made was funny.
Fair.
Like the watermelon, like that one was awesome. That was super. That's still one of my favorites.
See, that's why he gets shitted on, because a lot of the stuff was like racist to his own people, and he played off of that and made money off of that. That's what made him a piece of shit. But but besides that, like I'm just glad that people from such a low key social network like Vine, TikTok, I'm glad these guys can make it, because that gives hope for me one day. Who knows, for us one day. I know we have it in us to make some fire content. We could be in a movie one day. How would you like to be in a movie? Want to be in a movie?
I don't know.
I've seen what goes into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I was an extra for a TV show, and for the most part, like I see why people wouldn't want to be an actor. It's a lot of downtime and a lot of repetition. I could see that. But me personally, hold on, audio, no audio.
Sorry,
you're good.
Sorry, I was yelling at my girlfriend.
Gotcha. Still yelling?
All right, sorry about that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. But yeah, that gives hope for me. Yeah. I would still, to this day, that's my dream, to become an actor and do movies. I really like. I've been writing a little bit. I've been on this project for so long that I want to do. It's just a funny concept, just saying it out loud. But you know how there's a bunch of beer commercials? You see the cliche, like the woman, you know, nowadays they don't do that too much. But back then there's always like a woman, you know, that's like treated as an object, that you'll have the beer, and because, you know, you have beer, you'll get the ladies type thing. Well, I wanted to flip that and not do that, because that's trash to me. But there's so many beer commercials. Where are the weed commercials at? You know, I've really dug deep into this. Like, I'm not gonna say my idea too much. I'll say it to you, but since we're live, I won't say too much. But like, I come up with even brands for like pre-packaged cigarettes, or not cigarettes, weed cigarettes. Like I have brands on deck, and I have an idea for a commercial. Again, I'm not gonna say it out loud, but like we need that. We need to normalize cannabis content, cannabis commercials, cannabis usage. It's not so bad as it was used as propaganda back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. It's not bad, but yeah, that's my thing. I want to create. I don't know if there is any cannabis commercials, but I want to create the first one where like it goes viral, and everyone's like, "Yeah, man, that totally makes me want to do that."
Yeah. Have you seen the one from the politician who like talked about weed? Like that's like one of his no? Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I will post that to the green page, as what I call my page. The I Smoke Weed page. Group, I should say. I call it the green page. But I will, if you have that, I will definitely post it on there. Oh no. I think you froze again. But anyways, while he's checking for that, yeah. Tank, where did you go? Tank, there you are. Hello.
Sorry.
You're good.
I don't know why it keeps crashing. Like anytime I open a tab, even I only have like one tab open, I'll open another one and it'll just crap out.
Damn. You know what it could be? That I've been coming across kind of with Google Chrome. Two things. One, make sure your Chrome is updated, which I don't know how that works. And two, your firewall could be fucking with your Chrome. I was having that issue recently. I couldn't even open up Chrome. I was having problems with the tabs as well, but not like this, but I think last month I was having some issues like that. I turn off my firewall from my bogus ass antivirus software. No more problems. Snap. Hello. That's funny. We're back.
Sorry, man. I literally have no idea what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's. I think it might be StreamYard. I don't know. I just think usually weird things happen when my computer stays on for a long time.
Okay.
Good. I mean, the temperature in my computer is not high. You know, I have a little monitor thing, so. But I'm probably turn it off tonight. So here's that video. So it's a politician.
Oh no shit.
A politician talking about like legalizing marijuana and stuff. This is fairly new, you know, January.
My new hero. Okay.
I don't know what it is in Louisiana.
Seconds. Someone is arrested for possession of marijuana. Since 2010, state and local police have arrested an estimated 7.3 million Americans for violating marijuana laws, over half of all drug arrests. Black people are 4 times more likely to be arrested for marijuana laws than white people. States waste $3.7 billion enforcing marijuana laws every year. Most of the people police are arresting aren't dealers, but rather people with small amounts of pot, just like me. I'm Gary Chambers, and I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
I'm voting for him. I don't even live in Louisiana, but I will take out a loan for a place to rent there. Hopefully for like a studio apartment, and vote for him.
But yeah, he went pretty viral for that one. You know, at the end of January, early February for that. And I remember seeing that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, and it's just him sitting in a chair in the field smoking a blunt. You know,
That's so cool.
You know, so yeah,
straightforward like that. I like it.
Yeah, I'm always cool, man. That's like one thing I always hope for is like if the Nerd Huddle becomes big, you know, I want to like, you know, rent a small little studio, you know, get all the computers in there, you know, we can edit together.
Nice.
You know, we can record in one place, you know, like we can have like, you know, like, oh, this table is where Panda and Grizzly happened. This table is where Spoiler Kings happened, you know, and then we can like just do a bunch of other random kind of stuff too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like make little skits and do stuff like that, you know. You know, that's kind of like where my head is at, like one day, you know, rather than us being, you know, in StreamYard, you know, come together and do it in one place, you know what I mean?
Have more control. The StreamYard does tend to mess up sometimes. Yeah.
You know, but having people in the same room together at the same table is definitely a different vibe than it is like being on a computer, you know what I mean?
I agree.
You know, so like stuff like that, you know, but just having a place where we can go, you know, and like we can work on stuff, we can edit stuff, you know, I mean that's kind of like would be my like ultimate goal is having a production company and having like a studio and you know, we're there working, you know. If you ever get a chance, watch I'm still a big fan of Funhouse. It's Funhaus. And they're part of Rooster Teeth, but they're in LA, and it's just a small group, you know, that we're friends. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them quit. There's a lot of drama, but they're still going. And I do enjoy the new kind of group now.
Nice.
But yeah, they're just in the office, and that's all they do. There's a room where they make all their videos, you know, where they usually play video games, but one person is playing the video game, and then like 3 people are like commenting and cracking jokes and talking random stupid shit, you know, while one person's playing GTA kind of thing. So, you know, it's really fun in that sense, and that's kind of like where my head is. Like, I would like to do stuff like that, you know.
If for any reason, and I have this like in my back pocket. If I ever rekindle my relationship with my brother, he's very talented. He's a graphic designer. He's been doing graffiti, murals, and art since he was a shorty. He's like 40 now, and he's still going strong with the art. He's made his career. He went to school for it. He's did art outside of school. He has this relationship with this studio. It's almost warehouse even called Electric Pony. And because they love the artwork that he does and the mural he did for them, he has the accessibility to go into this studio whenever he wants, create content whenever he wants. And I would love to get a piece of that pie. Not that I really care for the studio, but just having that would be nice.
Let's try it out.
Like kind of like what you're saying, where we could like just throw phrases like, "Hey, I'll see you at the office." I want that too. I don't think I'm gonna ever rekindle that relationship, but Electric Pony, if you ever do watch this, I'm free to do business with you guys.
Yeah.
No conflict of interest here. But yeah, studio.
But
how big of a studio would you want?
I mean, probably nothing too big, but definitely it would need at least 2 rooms, because I figured a room, where we can have the table set up and the camera set up and stuff like that, and then a room where all the computers are set up, so there's the actual production room where it sounds good, the lighting's good, everything, and then the other room where we just kind of like do the actual work,
Gotcha.
So I mean, it doesn't need to be anything crazy big, but it's also like, unless it becomes like a full-time gig kind of thing, I can't expect people to be, anybody to like, hey, can we be here, 9 to 5, a couple of days out of the week. That's just, unless a big income, that's why it's like, if it ever becomes big enough where it literally is our job, that would be awesome, but I mean, that's asking for a lot, I don't know how much Brian makes, but I know he runs a couple of restaurant, fast food kind of chains. So I don't think, that's, you're not making pennies, but I think most people, do pretty good for themselves. I know like Marvin got a new job, and he's enjoying it and stuff like that. Fredo's, was working with his job and stuff like that. So it would need to be like one person at a time kind of thing. And location is also another issue. Marvin's in Indiana. Fredo and Brian live fairly close to each other. You live in the city, and I live, in like a western suburb. So we're, location, and then not even mention Mark and Martin, who live in Arizona, a whole nother state and in a whole nother time zone. Yeah. So it brings its dilemmas. But luckily, like StreamYard is like a really good spot for us to like work with, and I know Martin's really getting really good with all the overlays and stuff. So I make little things like this, kind of learn how to do stuff like that.
He's smiling. I just realized he doesn't have the stone cold face.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that besides here. It's cool.
It's awful. He's scrolling on the phone. Yeah, a little thumbs up. So
that's cool.
So we're learning stuff like that, which is good. All right.
I almost have like a vision. I know, we're about to go. I almost have a vision, and a lot of times when I have these visions, they come to life, almost like manifestation. Where we'd have like a West Coast Nerd Huddle production, and we have an East Coast or Midwest.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
That'd be nice. I mean, that's what kind of Rooster Teeth does. Rooster Teeth is mainly based in Austin, Texas, which is where all the OGs are from. That's where their big production is at. But they also have Rooster Teeth LA or Rooster Teeth West, which is basically like 2 little brands. It used to be more brands, but a lot of them stopped. So now it's only Funhouse again. But there used to be like 4 or 5 different West Coast, Rooster Teeth, and now it's just one again. But I loved Funhouse. They're pretty fun. If you ever want to watch them like goof around on GTA and do random shit, so they're always pretty good. All right, man, I'm gonna get going. My girlfriend's calling me. I hear.
Yep, for sure. Have a good night then. Later. No audio, but later.